Nikki. So thank you so much for having me, Peekaboo.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, today we are going to talk about angels. And we all have angels. Mine just happened to be Satan. And I am here to talk to you today about Satan's angel, the devil's own mistress, also known as Queen of the Fire Tassels.
Oh.
She is the broad of the broads. She's unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my career while using Satan's angel as my landmark. So the first time that I met Satan's angel was in 2003. And it was in LA at the Henry Fonda Theater for Teaserama. And Teaserama was one of the first burlesque conventions around. I mean, now there's a million of them. But it was one of the first. And I was a newbie, a very new burlesque performer. And I thought I knew everything. I mean, I was a trained dancer. I know what I'm doing. I did not, everybody. I did not know what I was doing. But I showed up to this festival, and I think the shows were 7 hours long. It felt like 7 hours. I don't know. It was a long show. And I was there with my group at the time. They were called the Sugar Babies. And we were all trained dancers, and we were doing, I think, 7 acts in 10 minutes. We had it down. We had the quick changes and everything. And, I did my solo, and I had pasties the size of my boob, which is, okay, my boobs are small, but that means the pasties were big, So I'm in the wings with my group, and there is this woman on the stage, a whirling dervish of purple fabric, dancing to Santana. What was the name of her song? Black Magic Woman. Was it?
Black Magic Woman?
Yeah. Anyway, she's wild. So she's on stage and she's just this tornado of purple fabric. And then she lights her tits on fire, and she calls it tits flambe. And I'm just like, I was 23, little baby, and she comes off stage and she goes, good luck following that. Okay. So that was my introduction to Satan's angel. Then I met her again in 2004, and this was my first time at Exotic World. And if you're not familiar with Exotic World, was this mecca of burlesque in the middle of the desert in Helendale, California. And it's hot. It's hot and it's windy, and people are out there performing out under the desert sun. There were some people who were performing barefoot who had 3rd-degree burns on their feet. Like, we're talking hot, people. Okay? So the night before, though, the legends performed. And this, for me, was a pivotal moment of when I really understood burlesque and stopped being so damn cocky. So I was watching the legends, and they're late 70s, maybe, I don't know. And they are working the shit out of this Holiday Inn banquet hall with drop ceilings and a little sequined curtain in the back and, okay lighting. But I was watching them in awe because they didn't come out doing tricks, doing kicks and flips. They came out and they connected. And this is when I learned the importance of the walk and why it's not a throwaway move, and probably one of the most important moves in striptease. It is a way to show your style. It is a way to connect one move to the other. It's a way to interact with your audience. It's everything, okay? And these women, all they had to do was walk and look at you. And then they'd walk over here. It was so practiced. The muscle memory was amazing. And Marinka was another dancer. And she would like to fuck the curtain. This is what she said. You have to fuck the curtain. So this is what I took with me into my first performance at the pageant, which was the next day. So I go out there, I'm doing kicks and trips and like flips and all of this. I did a handstand, like what's happening? It was nuts. It was so not me. But at the end of it, Dirty Martini won that year. Yes, Dirty. I won nothing, which is fine. But there was a tassel twirling contest. I've never twirled tassels in my life. And I was like, sure, I'll go and do that. I had these, I don't know, maybe they were from Spencer's, like some shitty ass tassels, like store-bought, popped them on. I don't even know if they were mine. Maybe someone just gave them to me to do the I don't know. And we drew a number on her arms, and it was very official. Indigo Blue was doing it. She's like a tassel queen. Kalita, I think Dirty probably did it as well. And there's me. Okay, and they're twirling so fast. It's like a deli slicer. Like, I don't have a lot of circumference. It's just very speedy. And who is judging this contest? The Satan's Angel, of course. So she's out there looking at everybody, thumbs up and thumbs down. She gets to me, she goes, and I was like, all right. That's cool, it's fine. Okay, so then somehow we became friends, even though she thumbs down me, that's fine. Then she ended up in Chicago, and that's where I'm from. And she was doing a show, and I think I was performing in that show with her, and she needed a place to stay. So I said, well, you can stay with me. So she's at my house, and this woman can drink. Like, whoa. The vodka was flowing, and I'm doing all I can to keep up with this lady, and I cannot. And she falls asleep mid-sentence, probably, right? Vodka on the table, okay? And I'm like, okay, it's time to go to bed. All right, so then I get up in the morning, I have to wake her up for her flight. And she's lying on the couch like this. With the rings, right? All the rings. Oh, this one's Sammy Davis Jr. and this one's from, Elvis or who, Sure. She likes to talk about Clint Eastwood and that his dick looks just like his face. Wrinkly. So I go upstairs in my pink terry cloth robe, and I'm looking over at Satan on the couch, and it occurs to me I don't know what to call her. Do I call her Satan? Do I call her Angel? And I'm just like, Satan? Satan? I'm like, I didn't know what to do, and I had to wake her up, and she goes. So the other day, blah, blah, blah. Like she continues the conversation from the night before, not missing a beat. And I was like, oh man. Okay, all right, I'm gonna make you breakfast, and we're gonna get you to the airport. That's what we're gonna do. She is talking the whole time. And my kitchen was in a separate room from the dining room, and so I'm in there making her pancakes. She's talking, and as I'm making her pancakes, of course this happens with Satan's Angel, my robe catches on fire. Quickly. It goes all up around my head, And I'm like, "Whoa," and I take it off, and I'm stamping out my robe. She's still talking. She has no idea this is happening. And I'm like, uh-huh. Yeah, okay, all right. Put my robe back on, flip the pancakes. All right, here you go, Satan. Here's your pancakes. She had no clue that this was happening. And I just thought, of course, I'm catching on fire making Satan's angel pancakes. So anyway, so then there's a documentary that was being filmed about her like a few years later. It's called Queen of the Fire Tassels. And I show up. They asked me to do an interview, and I said, sure, I'm going to tell my pancake story. It's gold, right? So I show up to the interview, and I'm wearing this green sequin gown, and there was a green screen. They did not tell me there was a green screen. So, if you don't know, you should not wear green when there's a green screen. So I was just like, you know what, whatever, just do the interview. I'll just do it topless. I'll have a big necklace on and just shoot me from here up, okay? Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. Do the interview, you know, the mic is precariously stuck to my skin, and the documentary comes out, and I get a text from someone like, wow, your boobs are so big on the movie screen. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, in the documentary, you're the only one that's topless. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm the only one that's topless? That's not what we decided on. I guess this is why I'm an intimacy coordinator. Now I see the origin story. Yes, so there, if you watch that documentary, apparently my boobs are all over it, talking about flipping pancakes. So later, she ended up getting sick and passing away, and it was a sad day for all of us. I always spent a lot of time with her on the phone. I had to clear out my day if she called me. I knew that was it. That was all I was doing that day. And I think this was maybe 2 years ago that I was visiting a theater in LA to see a friend's play. And someone was sitting outside the theater, and they said, Michelle? I was like, yeah. And she ran up to me, and she goes, I have this boa from Satan's Angel, and I think she would really want you to have it. Can I please mail it to you? And I said, yes, of course. And this is the boa right here. When I opened up the box, I could still smell the cigarette smoke. Thank you.